The following event is a More Ace audio production. Introducing first, from London, England, the team of Ace and Skillit. This is The Kickout.
Yes, what's going on, people? Welcome to a very special episode of The Kickout. My name is Ace.
My name is Skillit.
And right now we are chilling in the hotel in Dallas. I don't want to say exactly what hotel. I don't want to give them any promotion because they haven't given us any freebies as of yet. So when we get back to the UK, and if I like everything that they've done for us here at this particular hotel, I might give them a shout out. But as of yet, we had to pay for breakfast this morning.
We did,
which was good.
It was a great breakfast, but we had to pay for it.
We had to pay. It wasn't included. Shout out to the hotels in the UK that always have the breakfast included. Our breakfast was not included. We paid $19 a piece a head for a breakfast buffet, which was delicious.
Absolutamente.
But it wasn't free. So there you go. So we're not going to big them up yet. Other than that, the service has been very well. There's loads of pretty young ladies walking around the hotel. We've met some very interesting people in the lift. So far so good, but they haven't deserved the kick out seal of approval as of yet. So we are in a hotel in Dallas. That's all we can tell you right now. And what day is it? We're like day 2.
Today is Saturday, day 2.
Of WrestleMania weekend.
Of WrestleMania weekend, baby.
So we arrived Thursday night in Dallas. What did we do Thursday night?
Well, our flight was delayed, so as soon as we got to the hotel, we kind of just crashed.
Yeah. Can I just say, I've never been on such a wrestling flight in my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it almost made me a little bit nervous.
There were so many fans everywhere.
Do you know what it is? Because
even the flight attendants were fans.
Yeah, do you know what? There was just so many wrestling fans. So there was like wrestling t-shirts upon wrestling t-shirts upon wrestling t-shirts. And what it is not everybody came because we flew in from Heathrow. A lot of people, Heathrow was like the connecting flight to Dallas.
Yeah.
So there were loads of international wrestling fans.
Yeah.
But I always feel safer on planes when I can see people of God.
Yes.
People that are protected by whoever their God is. Yeah. Whether it's Allah, whether it's Jesus Christ, somebody of religion. Do you understand? And I didn't feel totally safe because everybody's religion was WWE.
It was very, they were very and the thing is, they were like fans that are just like, if you even say anything negative against the product, they will probably kill us. Yeah. It was those times.
They were willing to die for Vince.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were.
And so there wasn't anybody I felt that could bless the plane. I felt like I was probably one of the most holy people on the plane. So I did my double prayers for you guys on the plane, but
thank you.
I didn't know if that was what got us here, but it did get us here.
I think it was that.
It was definitely a very, very wrestling flight. How did you enjoy your flight? Because I know you were... Basically, Skillit only had the Disney Channel.
Man, this thing, they messed me up.
What happened, man?
So I couldn't change my channel. So everybody next to me were changing their channels, and mine was just stuck on the Disney Channel. And it was just, the most, not even like Disney cartoons, which I would have messed with. If it was like Winnie the Pooh and that, I would have been fully happy with that. But it was just like, those spin-off of Boy Meets World. Those Hannah Montana type of shows. It was so bad, and I couldn't change the channel, and I just sat there depressed, really. I mean, I couldn't even read my Bret Hart book, which I had, because they took off the lights off early. I could have reached for the lights, but I didn't want to.
No. So. I'll be honest, the film selection wasn't great. I've seen literally every film that was there. Yeah, it was like...
Man, I'd rather watch a rerun.
It was like Creed.
I'd rather watch a rerun of Transformers 4.
Transformers 4 was
which is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I would rather watch a rerun of that than the Disney Channel.
Do you know how angry Transformers 4 makes me? Because
if
there was ever a film that didn't need Mark Wahlberg in it, that was the one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they just, you know what it is? They just saw money, and they were like, you know what? We're not going to try and change the credibility of this movie to please Transformers fans. No, we're just going to make money and do what we always do.
It was rapidly becoming a great franchise as well. It was like, on the way to greatness.
It could have been.
And then enter Mark Wahlberg. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about why we're here. We are here for WrestleMania weekend, so we got in on Thursday night with the rest of the unholy wrestling fans, the Unholy Alliance. The the
corporate ministry.
Yeah, the corporate ministry got us here. We landed Thursday night, and we kind of just conked out because it was late. And I literally, I got off a plane from Ghana. So I forgot to tell you guys this on Thursday morning. I ran home. I went to get a trim. Shout out to my barber Damon. I put some t-shirts in a bag and got some equipment and came straight back to the airport to come to Texas. So I'm here in Texas now. We're at the hotel. So Thursday we just went straight to sleep. Friday morning we woke up super early and went down to the K Hutchinson Convention Center. Is it K Hutchinson? K Bradley.
K Bradley, I believe.
Or
is it K Bradley Hutchinson?
I feel like it's K Bradley Hutchinson.
I think it is K
I
Bradley.
don't know who she is, but hey, big up to her. And that is where fan access is taking place. But what we did in the morning was it was an international media morning where loads of the world's media kind of congregated and all had one-on-one interviews with some of your favorite WWE superstars and divas, and we got to scoop on some talent. Actually, yeah. I want to shout out to some of the rest of the media that was down there. Big up to Peter Rosenberg and the rest of the Cheap Heat crew. They were down there. Shout out to James D'Lo and our good friends at the Gorilla Position. They were down there, and just loads of other media from all over the globe, loads of wrestling fans. It was great. And I think the first interview we did was
with Kevin Owens.
KO. Yeah. What do you think of this interview?
You know, he was very tired, you can tell. And he just had to do. I think as time went on for him, he started to warm up.
Yeah.
To us and warm up to, I think, the press in general. Yeah. I believe. You know, it's just one of those things. You know, they had a long day, I guess, and getting up so early in the morning to do these interviews, you know, they're going to be tired. So
keep in mind, this was like 6 a.m. in the morning.
I believe it was 6.
It was like 6 o'clock in the morning.
It was 6 in the morning, yeah, it was.
6 a.m. in the morning. We're going to get into that interview in a hot second now. But before we get into that, the rest of the show, we've just got interviews from that press morning. And also, yesterday night, we went to see NXT. TakeOver Dallas.
Absolutely.
So we're going to give you our review of what went down in the K Hutchinson, again, K Bradley Hutchinson arena for NXT Dallas, which was absolutely awesome. Skillet's still buzzing. Still absolutely buzzing. So we're going to give you our review of what went down there. And also, we have got some interviews from Bayley and Finn Balor, William Regal, Paul Heyman, and
New Day.
From the New Day as well. But right now, let's get into this interview with Kevin Owens and find out how he feels going in to WrestleMania and that 7-man ladder match. Check this out.
The Kickout.
You know, it's really exciting. The match itself is a little nerve-wracking because, like I said, there's 7 guys in the match. Everybody's looking to steal the show. Everybody's looking to make WrestleMania like the big moment for themselves. Because if you look at the guys that are in the match, they're all like fantastic wrestlers, and you know, like some of them, like Miz main evented WrestleMania, but since then, people have people don't respect them. Let's be honest. And Dolph Ziggler has been, he's been world heavyweight champion, but since then he's have a rough path, you know. And Stardust and Zack Ryder and all that, Sin Cara, all those guys are guys that everybody's so talented, but not necessarily have had a WrestleMania moment.
Right.
Even though Miz, like I said, main evented it.
Right.
If you look back,
it's not really
people remember The Rock from that main event. You know what I mean? So it's almost like everybody's got a chip on his shoulder. Like Sami Zayn's trying to make a name for himself here, and I'm trying to make sure that I hold the Intercontinental title. So it's nerve-wracking to be in a match with so many guys that have so much to prove, but it's very exciting as well.
The competition is very high.
Yes,
so absolutely.
Do you have a lot of ladder match history in terms of is this is obviously not your first ladder match, or how many ladder matches have you competed in?
I've had I don't know, I'd say maybe 5 or 6 ladder matches so far. I've actually had one in WWE before. I had for NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn last year. I wrestled for Finn Balor for the NXT Championship, but I've also done quite a few of them on the independent scene, and I'm pretty comfortable with ladders. It's not the most fun thing to be involved in the ring with, but I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on how to wrestle with ladders around you, so it should be all right.
I was secretly hoping that you and Zayn would repeat the ladder match that you had in Ring of Honor a couple of years ago. So
I never had a ladder match with Sami Zayn at Ring of Honor.
Well, El Generico, I'm sorry.
Of your 6 competitors, is there one in particular that you I kind of got an eye out for that you think may be your biggest opponent?
In the match, you mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody's got something to prove, so I think everybody's pretty dangerous. But honestly, and this might surprise people, I think the one that I'm most worried about might be Miz, because he's really crafty and he's swarmy and he's a little, like he knows how to get around stuff. I could see him just kind of finding a hiding spot until the time is right and just trying to steal it.
Right.
He's the one I'm really worried about, I guess.
Is there a strategy for this type of match, or is it just go all out?
Oh, I'm just going to smash everybody.
Absolutely.
I want to say thank you to you because you're doing it for the big bearded guys at the moment, and I'm part of your club, so big up to you for that.
I appreciate that. You know how many people I get every day that tweet pictures of themselves and hey, my friends say I look like you, and of course you look like me. Yeah, cool. You're a little chubby and you got a beard. Immediately feel, oh, you look just like him. You guys can be twins. Yeah. You and I can be twins.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm your black twin. It's all good. It's all good. So, I mean, what do you think is the future for Kevin Owens? It's been an amazing year for you.
Yeah, I was just walking, right before we started this thing, I was just walking around just Access, and last year I did the same, but I was part of the NXT experience. And now I'm walking down and I'm seeing, a wooden stand up of myself. And
yeah.
I'm a part of one of those big pictures when you walk in, and my merchandise is at the super. I feel like that's been accomplished in a year. Yeah. So who knows? Could be next year. But I think the future is very bright, honestly, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I'd love to know it's like you can't get fans to boo you. It's insane. It's almost like you've tried really hard, but they love you so much. How does that feel when you're in the ring?
I don't try to get anybody to boo me. I just do what I do. Yeah. Some people will like it, some people won't. But I don't, I never shied away from, I feel like everything in wrestling is so much more interesting when it's organic and not fabricated. So, people ask me about my character, and honestly, I feel like I'm pretty close to my real life when I'm in the ring. Obviously, I might not be quite as snarky or as abrasive. Being in the ring brings that out of me, but I really don't do things because I'm hoping people boo me or cheer me. I want to create a reaction. If I get a reaction, I'm happy. So, because, to me, one of the most interesting parts of, let's say, John Cena, in my opinion, the reason why he's been on top for so long is because he gets both. Right. You got half the crowd that hates him.
Yeah.
You got half the crowd that loves him.
Yeah.
There's nobody that's in the middle with him. Everybody, he's a polarizing figure, and he gets people to the extremes, and that combination makes it so interesting to me. I've been in the ring with him. When his music hits, the noise that hits you, if I'm in the ring first, I'm waiting for his music to hit. When his music hits, it doesn't matter if we're in West Virginia in a tiny arena or at Staples Center in LA. When his music hits, the sound is deafening, and it's this wave of cheers and boos, and it's just this really interesting emotion. That's what I'm seeking. That's what I want. I want people to hate me. I want people to love me, and I want them to fight it out, because that's, to me, is the most interesting part of any WWE show, is when John Cena comes out. What's the crowd going to react like? And and honestly, Roman Reigns is getting that too now, and I think that's amazing. I do. It's so interesting. So much more interesting than being one side or another. I feel like, I don't know, human emotions are the most interesting part of anything we do, so to have both is great. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeking out.
Who would you rather work for, Vince or Shane?
Probably Vince. Yeah.
Reason?
Because I've worked with him so far and I'm enjoying it. So I don't know Shane,
Yeah,
I don't know him.
Absolutely.
I don't know what to expect. I like what I'm doing so far, so I'm pulling for Vince.
Better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
You said that now.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Congratulations on your WrestleMania debut.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
The Kick Out.
So there you go, Kevin Owens. Sounds like he's ready for the ladder match.
He is.
And he's your pick, right?
Yeah, he's retaining that title. Definitely.
Really?
Hands down.
I did. Oh, I genuinely thought that Sami Zayn. Sorry, I thought that Sami Owens. That's a new wrestler. Sami Zayn had a massive opportunity to until I saw his match yesterday.
Yeah, no. We'll get to that.
We're gonna get to that, but Sami Zayn had one stonker of a match yesterday, and I feel like going into Mania, that will have an effect on one, how he performs. Maybe not. But I just feel like anyway, we'll talk about that later. Stick around for that. Again, so Kevin Owens is your pick.
Yep.
We also had an opportunity last night to hang out with some superstars, and this was last night. This is before we went over to NXT at Dallas, and I spoke to Dolph Ziggler. He looked super laid back.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, and obviously he's my pick and my guy. And I was like, look, you're my guy. You're my pick. Please, can you not embarrass me and make sure you do the thing?
Did he laugh?
He laughed and he said, well, Zack Ryder's my pick. He said he's rooting for Zack Ryder. And do you know what? I think if anybody else is to win it, I think Zack Ryder would be an interesting way to go.
They're going to book it that Zack Ryder's going to become a star out of that match. He's going to be.
Do you think so?
Zack Ryder's going to be the guy that nearly wins the title, but he won't.
We've done that. They've done that a few times. What comes to mind is the Mania that Del Rio won, where Santino Marella almost won.
The Royal Rumble, you mean?
Yep. So what did I say? WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That
Royal Rumble.
That was a brilliant moment.
That was a great.
The crowd
great
was buzzing.
They were going nuts because he cocked the Cobra. Yeah, and it was ready to go, and then all of a sudden he got thrown out.
They're gonna do that with Ryder. Ryder's gonna be amazing. I mean, everyone's gonna be amazing in this match, but Ryder would be that guy, the underdog role. Which normally you would think Sami Zayn would have that role, but because Ryder is more of an underdog than Sami Zayn, he's gonna have that role.
I think that's interesting that you say that because I think everybody is kind of looking at Owens and Zayn.
No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Owens and Zayn are gonna have great spots. They're gonna have great spots to continue their feud for years to come.
Right.
But
how do you bring Zack Ryder into that?
To
make him look...
What I think Ryder probably will do he'll probably clear the ring at the beginning, do a few things, do his little woo, thing, spots, then get destroyed, maybe out of the match most of it, probably won't even remember that he's in the match per se.
Yeah.
Owens is not going to get the title, then Ryder does a thing where he's nearly that you think he's going to win, and Owens being the heel that he is will do something, and that's my prediction. I could be totally wrong.
Do you know what? Why I think that might not happen is just based on where we are. Is Zack Ryder going to get that much of a backing from the crowd?
But you have to remember,
in Dallas,
WrestleMania, man. A lot of people at WrestleMania are from Europe, are from the UK.
Yeah. And
UK people think like Brooklyn. They think like Chicago.
Yeah.
They'll root for Ryder.
It's really interesting you said because yesterday the crowd. Oh man, I don't know if anybody watched NXT TakeOver last night. When you hear the crowd, you don't hear American accents at all.
Incredible.
They were doing all the UK chants, and it just sounded like UK accents.
Yeah.
It was insane. We're gonna get to that though. We're gonna get to that. Let's not get there. We're not gonna get to that. So let's do some more interviews right now. So last night it was all about NXT TakeOver Dallas. As we keep talking about, we really want to get into this review of it. But before we do that, let's find out how Bayley felt ahead of her massive match at NXT TakeOver Dallas against Asuka.
Absolutely.
Going into this match, what did you think, and what was your prediction for the match?
My prediction was Asuka was going to win.
Yeah, your prediction was Asuka was going to win.
But it was we'll talk about the match, but I predicted that Asuka was going to win.
All right, so this is Bayley when she sat down with us. Again, this was pre her match at NXT TakeOver. Check this out.
The Kickout.
All right, so TakeOver Dallas, what is your thoughts going forth tonight? You got a big match with Asuka. How are you feeling right now?
I'm really nervous but really excited. I know it's going to be a super fun match. Asuka's somebody I've always looked forward to working with.
Absolutely.
From the first time I saw her, I went to Shimmer Women Athletes in 2010, and she had a match with Sarah Del Rey, and I was like, wow, who is that?
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been a huge fan. So once she got to NXT, I was like, oh, this is my chance. I hope I get something with her. So the fact that tonight I have that match, I'm scared because she's so good. But I'm really excited that I'm in this position right now.
But you're incredible too, and I have no doubt that you two will pull it out the bag tonight. So, you've had some really incredible matches. I mean, do you have a favorite so far?
Definitely the match with Sasha Banks in Brooklyn. That's just everything about it was amazing, and I walked out with the championship.
Yeah,
So a little extra special.
And then a month after that, was it 2 months after that, you headlined the next day?
The next month.
Yeah, the
yeah. That was really important too, and that we got to do it at Full Sail where we both started and grew up together. It was really cool just to share it with that little crowd and our home crowd, really, and to make history together was really cool.
I mean, speaking of crowd, I mean, everybody seems to love you. Like, when I mean everybody, I mean men, kids, women, everyone. Did you ever feel growing up as a kid you will ever have that effect on people? Did you
Never. I just wanted to wrestle. I just was a kid wanting to wrestle. Like I was the fan. So to see how every time we go to these different cities and states, and when we went to the UK, there's tons of kids dressed.
We were actually there.
Really? Which one did you guys go to?
The one when you wrestled Nia.
Oh, in London?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that you guys were like literally singing me back to life. I was like, what is going on right now? I've never ever felt that before.
We saw your reaction. You were very.
It was great. Like I wish I could have stayed there for 10 minutes and just soaked it all in. Like I never thought that I would have the support that I do, or that women's wrestling would have the support that we do right now. It's a great time. I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah.
What did you think of the chant in London? The Hey Bailey chant. It was awesome, isn't it?
It was amazing. So I kind of got it like in different, like in Blackpool and stuff, but nothing like London. And it was like echoing. And sometimes people try to like duplicate it when I go around in the States, but nothing will ever compare to that. It was amazing. Like I was literally brought back to life.
Female wrestlers growing up, I mean, who were you inspired by mostly?
Lita, for sure.
Yeah.
She was just herself and dressed the way she wanted to, and felt like I can do the same. Ivory and Victoria were definitely. I love Ivory
she was
so much.
amazing.
She was so good, and when she was in Right to Censor, she was just so funny.
Absolutely.
And she was the first female wrestler I ever met, and the first thing she said to me was, "I'm going to see you in the ring one day, aren't I?" And I was just like, yeah. I was like 12 years old, so I love her.
That's amazing. So you got Asuka today, and then going forth, what's next for Bailey? Do you feel? I mean, obviously, hopefully you retain the title, and then any challenges in the roster you look forward to wrestling in the NXT?
I really like. I know I've had a championship match with her in the past, Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
But I feel like she's gotten, just from that last match until now, she's gotten so much better and so much meaner. She's someone, and she thinks she's,
the boss.
Yeah, she thinks she's something else. So I really want to have another match with her. I'd love to have a takeover match with her.
You had a brilliant match with Carmella not too long ago.
Oh, thank you. She did amazing. It was really fun.
I kind of always compare you to Bret the Hitman Hart in terms of as a worker. You bring the best out of your opponents. I don't know if you feel Thanks. That's a bit, but that's how I see you. So
thank you.
I just feel that anyone that you work with right now, you're able to bring the best out of somebody. Is that? You said that you watched Sarah Dale. With Asuka back in the day, was she a big influence to you as well? I know she's so
she was somebody when I started training on the independents. So I want to be like her.
Yeah.
And when I was training for a couple years, I had emailed her and I was like, "Where do you live? I want to come train with you." And just was always trying to be around her. And at Shimmer, was trying to pick her brain and everything. And now when I heard she was the trainer at FCW and NXT, I was like, I need to be there.
Absolutely.
I need to learn from her. She's everything about her. She's so smart. I would love to have a match again. I've never had a match against her.
That's my dream match.
Me too.
That's my dream match. You and her.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
I was supposed to have one time, but we ended up tagging together, and I was so mad. And now I just want a match with her. She's amazing in every way and has done so much for the division.
Well, we know you got.
There's a lot going on this weekend, WrestleMania weekend, loads of events, and obviously we got the big show on Sunday. But it seems like everybody is just talking about NXT tonight. How does that feel to you to be in the talk of your event that's happening tonight?
It's a little overwhelming. I'm like, oh god, don't get your hopes up, guys. It's really cool. Our fan base has grown. Since the WWE Network started, it's just gotten so huge. And WrestleMania weekend, especially because fans from all over the world come, obviously, for this. And I think that's kind of we have a lot of fans from the UK because we used to be on Hulu, but we're on TV in the UK and all that. So it's very the most loyal fans are here, and it's cool to know that NXT is what they're looking forward to. I hope that we make them happy, make them proud, and everybody who attends, I hope they just have an amazing time.
Oh, we definitely know that you will bring it out tonight. One last thing before you leave, any advice for any female wrestlers, or any wrestlers that want to be, or anyone that wants to become a wrestler?
Anyone that wants to become a wrestler, I would say just do it and find a reputable school, learn the basics, the fundamentals, and this is a really harsh business. It can be, it can put you down a lot of times and you're going to feel hurt, but just look at the bigger picture and where you want to be. Like, I was just a little kid from San Jose that wanted to be a wrestler, that walked into a warehouse with no bathroom, barely the ring fit in there, but I had the best trainers in the world, this guy named Jason Styles, and now I'm here. So do it.
Have you got a prediction quickly for the triple threat match at Mania? You've been in the ring with all three of them. Who, in your opinion, will maybe just edge it?
I think Becky has a big edge to her right now. She's super determined, but I really want Sasha to win. Don't tell her that.
Thank you so much, Bailey. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
The kick out.
Bailey chatting to us again. That was before her match at NXT TakeOver. She sounded fairly confident.
She didn't. She was actually quite frightened of Asuka. Actually.
Do you think so?
Yeah. She was nervous.
I find it super hard to read her, man.
She was nervous.
Again, you know, it was kind of hard to read people that early in the morning, for one.
Do you know what it is? Bailey's very confident in her own ability, and she knows that she's a great wrestler. I just feel she knows going against someone like Asuka, more of an experienced, accomplished wrestler. I think she had a little bit of, a few doubts going into that game, into that match. And it happens. It will happen.
Do you think that is what led to the outcome of the match? Just not being sure or being a little bit afraid of...
Asuka's a badass.
She
could be confident all she wants.
Yeah.
Asuka, she's the best diva in that whole industry. In terms of a wrestler, she's better than everybody in that WWE roster.
So, the main event, let's talk about the main event. Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. We had an opportunity to talk to Finn Balor ahead of his big confrontation, the big match that's been ongoing. This is going to be Samoa Joe, Finn Balor 2. Wow. And we spoke to Finn Balor to find out exactly how he was feeling before he went into this big match.
The kick out.
I'm the Kick Out Podcast with your boy Ace and Skillet. We have the opportunity to sit with NXT champion Finn Balor. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, boys? It's bright and early in the morning of NXT TakeOver Dallas. I'm glad to be here, fellas.
You got a massive fight later, and I appreciate you waking up early for us to come sit down and do all this. Are you good at this? The media stuff, is this stuff that you enjoy or not?
Obviously, my favorite thing is actually getting in the ring and performing.
Absolutely.
But this is part of the job, and this is what we got to do to sell the show. And it's my responsibility as NXT champion to sell the show, and I'm happy to be here.
You've got it's Joe Balor Part 2 rematch from the match on London.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this one?
Finn versus Joe 1 in London was that was a battle, man. And,
we were actually there.
Were you guys there? Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and that took a lot out of me mentally and physically. I was battered and bruised, and that was a war, and I survived the war, but it wasn't necessarily a victory. Going into tonight, I definitely have that match in mind. I'm ready to fight. They call him the Samoan submission machine for a reason.
Absolutely.
And he is a machine, and it's going to be tough.
How do you feel about NXT TakeOver being? Some people are as excited for this event as the main event on Sunday. Is that exciting to you?
Absolutely, definitely NXT is a growing brand, and it's kind of on the cutting edge right now, and a lot of new faces that people aren't too familiar with. That's very exciting for people to see, especially like Shinsuke Nakamura coming in debuting tonight, first time on kind of mainstream American wrestling and worldwide on WWE Network, and people getting the opportunity to see him on this stage is a huge deal. So I think NXT just provides something a little different. It's not. It's just I feel like it's rock and roll wrestling, you know. It's like it's kind of got this cool vibe to it, and kind of people are kind of getting on trend and kind of jumping on the bandwagon. And man, you know, just the growth we've had in the last year has been insane. We hadn't even had our first takeover this time last year. You know, we had a live event the night before Mania, and now we've sold out London, sold out Brooklyn, we've sold out Dallas tonight, and man, it's on fire.
You have a lot of family in NXT that you know from the Indies and Japan. Did you ever think, wow, you were in Japan and the Indies, that all those people will be with you in NXT?
Man, you're saying that, I'm getting goosebumps all over me, because like it's such a weird business. You know, you meet someone like 10 years ago and you think like you're only going to know them for a week, and then like you end up being like best mates traveling together for like, you know, like 10 years. Like so
it's just crazy how things work out.
Yeah,
you know?
It's amazing, man. Like, you know, I'm sat next to Shinsuke Nakamura yesterday. You know, we're just having a cup of tea and just like, how the hell did we end up here? Like, you know, and then like, you know, Sami Zayn walks in. He's like, oh hey, I'm like, man, we're at Mania Access. You know,
I love it, man. I think it's incredible.
It's just it's an amazing kind of man. I can't explain it, man. It's just mind blowing how like you meet these people and like, you know, you think like you guys are just kind of working hard together kind of in the lower leagues, and like there's no way we're all going to be like doing it together in WWE, NXT, like there's no way. And like here we are, man, we're all together again, doing it again, and it's beautiful, man. And it's a beautiful business to be a part of, man. I'm honoured to be a part of it.
Yeah, man.
Well, you are definitely one of the names that have helped NXT blow up to where it is right now. Is making it bigger part of your agenda, or would you like to see yourself on the main roster anytime soon, or do you plan on just helping it get to the heights that it can get to?
Yeah, obviously, like the long-term goal here in WWE is to be on WrestleMania, and you know, to be on every pay-per-view and to be on Raw and SmackDown every week. But you know, since I came here, things have changed, and you know, NXT has grown, and you know, I became champion of NXT, and you know, I have a responsibility to, you know, fly the flag for NXT, and you know, that is obviously my direct, like, you know, short-term goal is to remain NXT champion and to kind of continue the growth of the brand. But you know, I'm not doing it by myself. There's a huge supporting cast, man. You know, Gable and Jordan, Dash and Dawson, the Vaughn Villains, Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, like the list goes on, and that's just the guys you know. The guys you don't know, like that are at the Performance Center ready to go, like there's a guy Riddick Moss down there, man, he is going to be a huge star. Mark my words, next year when you're
going to hear first, guys.
When we're doing this interview next year, you guys are going to say, man, you told us Riddick Moss too, and now he's here. Riddick Moss is going to be a huge star, and there's, you know, it's a credit to the Performance Center just like how many incredible talents they have down there. You know, they're sourcing them from like the strangest of places. Of course, there are the guys that have been involved in wrestling for years, you know, like myself and Sami Zayn and Nakamura. But you know, there's these other guys that are coming in from like all walks of life, from football, from martial arts backgrounds, and they're turning them into incredible sports entertainers, man. And the Performance Center is an amazing place, man. If you ever get a chance to get down there, I strongly urge you guys to check it out.
I would say 6 or 7 years ago, you formed a little faction that's taken over the world globally. What do you think about the massive reception this is getting, and the rumors? And you know, I know you can't say too much, but you know, is this, you know, this could be something that could be, you know.
Yeah, you're winking at me there, I'm smiling and all, and I know you're trying to get the scoop from BBC, but the honest answer is, you guys know as much as me. You know, I like to kind of, you know, feed the fire a little bit, and you know, like stir up the rumor.
I love it when you do that. It's
stir up the rumor, but it's just a bit of fun, you know.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I would love if Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows were to come to WWE, if they were to come to NXT. Hopefully they will. I know that's the rumor out there. I can't confirm it, but you know, judging by the way things have been going in the past, you know,
you never know.
Finn Balor arrived, Nakamura arrived.
Yeah, it's so true.
I'm sure, you know, if the rumors are there, you know, no smoke without fire, man.
Like that. So if I was a betting man and I had to spare £100,
but looking at us like,
I mean, is there a possibility that you may turn up at the main show on Sunday, or maybe at Monday Night Raw on Monday?
He liked us a second ago.
We're going to leave that alone. Thank you very much, Finn.
The Kickout.
So there you go, Finn Balor, saying that he is happy to be. He was kind of talking about the fact that he was happy to help grow NXT.
Absolutely.
Didn't really want to let us in on anything.
No, he gave us a bit of a death stare when we kept asking those questions.
Yeah, we were probing. Well, Skillet was probing more than me. Skillet actually even gave him a wink.
I gave him a wink.
Yeah,
and I mentioned as soon as I said the 6 and 7 years back, he looked at me like, "Oh, I know where you're going with this."
Yeah, it's probably a question he gets asked a lot. To be fair.
Absolutely, and he brings it on himself. You see what he does on Instagram?
Yeah,
he's trolling everyone about it. But yeah, it's definitely coming.
Wrestlers are good at the trolling, aren't they?
Cena's the best at
Cena
trolling.
is the
best at trolling. But it's coming.
Why does Cena do that?
It's fun.
No,
it's fun to troll these
But sometimes
fans.
I think like it's overly
these smart marks, Brian Pillman voice.
Yeah. When like Cena will change his profile picture to the same one as CM Punk and those kind of things.
Amazing.
It's like, you think that's amazing?
That was great.
Oh wow,
that caused so much controversy.
That did cause a lot of
and
controversy.
And the funny thing is, his defense is he could just mention the hockey player. Oh no, exactly. I enjoyed that hockey player's work when I was younger.
Yeah.
Oh, coincidentally happens to be the same. You know what I mean? Like he could easily get away with that.
It's insane, and it does send wrestling fans absolutely doolally, like assuming what it means.
The wrestling fans, to be honest, man, I understand it, man. I mean, the wrestling fans, they go a bit too far on these wrestlers, man. They go a bit too far.
And, I mean, we hear a lot of wrestling fans saying, wrestlers saying that, like the smart fans, the smarks, are kind of killing the industry in terms of like trying to predict what the storyline is,
giving away spoilers and finding out what's going on. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
There you go. So there you go. Finn Balor, man, sounded very confident going into NXT takeover. Obviously, he knew how big the first match was.
Yeah. He was ready for a fight.
He's ready for a fight. And we might as well just get straight into it, man. So NXT takeover
Dallas
happened last night from the K. Bradley Hutchinson Convention Center, the arena. It was an amazing event.
I'm going to rank it 10 out of 10, man.
For the whole event?
The whole event. I mean, I know there was one match that wasn't up to par with the others.
Right.
But that match wasn't a bad match.
No, it wasn't a bad match.
It wasn't a bad match by any means. So, 10 out of 10.
And I think that match was more about the expectation we had for the match and the person involved, rather than the actual match itself. Do you know what I mean? Alright, so let's get straight to the card. First, we had the American Alphas.
Alpha Americans.
Are they called Alpha Americans?
Alpha Americans.
No, I feel like they're called American Alphas.
Alpha Americans versus the Revival.
I feel like they're called American Alphas.
Alpha Americans.
I feel like they're called American
Alpha
Alphas.
Americans.
I mean, you should know better than me.
Alpha Americans.
But they're definitely called the Alpha Americans.
Are they called the American
They're called the American Alphas, fam.
I think you might be right.
I'm definitely right.
You got me second guessing myself. I swear it's Alpha American.
I'm pretty sure they're called the American Alphas.
You're probably right.
Your guys that you've been banging on about week after week. You gotta see these guys. You gotta see these guys. They are called that. We're just
American Alpha. You're right.
They are called the American Alpha.
I apologize. I always call them Alpha Americans, like Alpha male. You know, Alpha American. I know. American Alphas. Okay, American Alphas versus the Revival.
I prefer Alpha Americans.
Yeah, that's the name I always pictured in my head. It was Alpha Americans, but American Alphas. Okay.
American Alphas.
American Alphas versus the Revival, and what an opening match, man!
It was really good,
and I'm a fan of both teams.
Yeah, it was really good.
Both teams. I think both teams are great. I think the Revival, amazing, and what I liked about it was, the American Alphas are very dominant going into this match. Revival are very dominant going into this match. And I felt, even though the American Alphas looked very strong in the match, and they you know, pulled
on to win,
pulled up the win.
Yeah.
I felt the Revival looked stronger
during the match.
I felt they made it look like, because you know the Revival was smarter, a bit more. You know, they're the classic tag team, brainbuster style. So yeah, it was a great match. There was only one little botch, unfortunately,
which was very funny.
Yeah, and then
it wasn't funny. It was just
everybody screamed out Botchamania at them.
Well, first they shout out, "You fucked up."
Yeah, of course. Then it was Botchamania.
Yeah.
But yeah, brilliant match.
I think I love what I like about the Revival is they do the classic heel shit.
Yes,
it's like classic heel stuff.
I mean, I think it was Dash Wilder went underneath the ring, or maybe it was Dawson. Maybe it was Scott. No, it was Dash.
Which
Wilder.
one's Dash? Which one's Dawson?
Dawson.
Dawson.
Yeah. Dawson is the bald one.
Yeah.
Dash Wilder went underneath the ring, and cut off Jason Jordan from.
Yes,
it
for
was
the attack.
amazing.
That was
amazing.
sick. Then there was a blind. No, there was a pin where one of them was using the ropes, and the other guy used his towel to give him extra leverage. That was so good. It was just wicked, man. And just the way they panned it to the crowd is just so old school, heelish. It was really good. Even when they messed up.
Yeah,
like they looked at the crowd like, so what?
Yeah,
the way they was just they kind of command the boos and the shouting and the cheers. They're very good.
I felt and I'm so happy the American Alphas won the titles.
Do you think?
Because that means my prediction might be true.
What?
That Revival going on Raw, baby.
That's what I was about to ask you. Okay, do you think the Revival can work on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah. Revival against New Day is brilliant material for New Day.
Yes, yeah.
Because they're such a serious act.
Yeah.
And New Day aren't. Not saying they're not serious, but you know what I mean. New Day clown.
New Day will definitely be able to clown
Absolutely.
the Revival. But is that a good thing though?
Yes,
because let's just, for instance, when you saw the Ascension during NXT, you probably did think it would work on the main roster.
I honestly did it would work.
And you would even as the Ascension, let's just say the Ascension were in the place that Revival are now, you'd think, oh yeah, wicked, they're going to the main roster to do a run with the New Day, and you think, yeah, the New Day are gonna look really good because they're gonna be able to clown the Ascension. But is that good for the Ascension? You have a run with the New Day, they make you look really stupid for a few weeks. And then what happens to you? Is that something that could happen to the Revival?
That's a good point. That probably could. I mean, I hope not. I mean, I think the Revival will be built. They'll probably be booked better than the Ascension were.
I hope so.
Because I think Triple H loves their style.
Yeah,
it's the style that Triple H grew up on. You know, the Oli.
You also love the Ascension, though. But
the Ascension, but the Ascension was just, I'm surprised Ascension never became opponents against New Day. Actually.
Yeah, I feel like by that time it was too late.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was it's finished now. It's done for them. Yeah, so I mean, American Alphas, tag team champions. What do you think is the future for these guys? I mean,
they're gonna keep going on, steamrolling through the competition until an up-and-coming team faces off against them. But right now, besides from Revival, they're the best team in the.
They were, there was something. What did I see yesterday? I was super impressed with. It was like a blind tag and Jordan kind of ran around the ring. It was not.
Yeah.
Like, it was blind tag. So the guy that was in the ring, Dash or Dawson never saw that he had made the tag, and he kind of did this run out, like did a circle of the ring, and
belly to belly. I think
it was no, and then it was just like I think it might have been. Yeah, he was super excited.
Oh, you mean the spear?
It was a spear. It was like it came out of nowhere. It was insane. It was very, very good, man. So shout out to those guys. They're gonna have an amazing run, and some great matches forthcoming, man. I'd love to see those guys mix up with Enzo and Cass.
Absolutely.
And let's just see what happens with the American Alphas, not the Alpha Americans, as you've been saying over the past few weeks. But hey, let's keep it moving. Then we saw the debut. Was that the next match?
The official NXT debut of Austin Aries.
Yes, the official NXT debut of Austin Aries, and he was going up against Baron Corbin. Now, I'm a massive Austin Aries fan.
Yes.
I've
known this for years.
Very excited about the fact that he was coming to NXT. I watched him quite intently during his TNA run, and he had some great matches in TNA.
Great matches in TNA, great matches in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, of course.
Just a great wrestler.
Great wrestler. Small guy, but very good wrestler. And you like Baron Corbin.
I like Baron Corbin.
What is it about Baron Corbin you like?
I just like his attitude. I just like the way he carries himself. I even like his ring work. Right. I think he's a good wrestler. I mean, he's not the greatest wrestler, but he's good. He's improving all the time. And I'm sure, the NXT crowd, they boo him and whatnot, but there's like that. There's a.
You think so?
Yeah,
they like to boo him.
You know what it was? When he first came, they were trying to do the whole Goldberg beat people in 8 seconds thing.
Yeah.
And NXT just turned their back.
We don't like that. We like matches.
So they turned him heel. But as a heel, he's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh, so he was a face before?
He was a face first.
Right.
And they turned him heel.
Okay.
Hint, Reigns.
Yeah.
But as a heel, he's amazing.
Did they cheer him as a heel? As a face, sorry.
When he first came out, there was a few cheers, but then when they kept doing the whole beating people for 8 seconds, crowd was like, nah, and they started booing him.
They didn't like that.
No.
So he had this match with Austin Aries. Now, Is as Austin Aries, a debut for Austin Aries. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think it was a great match. I thought it was a decent match, but I've seen Austin Aries and in what I think are 5-star matches.
Oh, absolutely.
And this definitely wasn't one of them.
I totally agree with you.
But I feel like the opponent is the reason why. And not to say anything away from Baron Corbin. I just feel like with the two varying styles, there's no way that you was gonna even get a 5-star match out of that. Do you know what I mean? You're not gonna, as great as you may have thought. I don't know. Brock Lesnar is a big man. And even if you thought Rey Mysterio was great, you're not going to get, those two guys are going to have two variant styles, and you're not going to get a 5-star match out of those two guys. Do you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And not to compare Corbin to Lesnar or Aries to Rey. I'm just saying, just from the two, the stature and just what they do in the ring, it was never going to be a 5-star match. It was they were too different.
Totally.
And I feel like as a debut, I feel like they put it wrong, man. I feel like he should have had a different debut.
Who would you think he should have faced against?
I mean, if you go back, look at the rest of the card, everyone was fairly matched up. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, like, you look at Bayley and Asuka, you look at Zayn and Nakamura, you look at Balor and Joe, like, those, you know what you're going to get.
Maybe it should have been something like Aries and Apollo Crews.
Yes.
Like
that would have been great because they're both quite small guys.
Both can move in the ring.
I think that would have been much greater. That would have been something that would have been really exciting. I'm just trying to think of some of the other NXT names, but I think Apollo Crews definitely. I don't know if Corbin was the one.
What do you think of his line?
Greatest man alive.
Greatest man that ever lived.
The greatest man that ever lived. I was laughing about
That's surpassing Ric Flair there.
That is amazing. Do you know what it means to be the greatest man that ever lived? Lived, you know?
That's going beyond wrestling.
No, like...
he's not talking about the greatest man in the business.
Do you know what I'm saying?
He's talking about the greatest man that's ever lived. Forget JFK, forget Martin Luther King, forget Muhammad Ali, forget Gandhi, forget all these people who changed the world. Austin Aries.
Do you understand? That means
forget Jesus Christ.
Do you know what I'm going to say? Because if it was like, the greatest man alive right now, that's you against a few billion people. Fine. Yeah, like, you could probably be the greatest person that's alive right now. Because that's you against a few. We're talking about billions of people that had life, that breathed at one point and walked the face of the planet, and he is the greatest person that ever lived. We think that is so amazing.
He gets 10 stars for me.
That is 100% 10 stars.
But I agree with you. I felt, I mean, it wasn't a bad match at all. Decent match, but to the level of that pay-per-view and every match going in like the way it did, that fell by the wayside.
Yeah, it was probably the worst match of the night. Not a bad match. Not a bad
match at all, but worst match of the night.
Probably the worst match of the night.
But the next match, was the best match of the night.
Next match was the best. Before we get into that,
before
we get into that, I feel we got to just quickly mention there was loads of superstars in attendance last night and legends and independent wrestlers.
So they had Kota Ibushi that's going to be part of the cruiserweight division that's coming up.
Excellent, yeah.
Excited to see him in the NXT ring.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about another person later on.
Which one?
Before we get to that person, we saw X-Pac and we saw Scott Hall in the ring. Stephanie McMahon was in attendance.
McMahon was there.
There's a few other people that was in there, but
yeah.
But we'll talk about one special.
Well, let's talk about him now because I think like he's very relevant to Austin Aries.
Sure.
Because they were a tag team in TNA, and they were a really good tag team actually in TNA.
Sure, they were.
And Bobby Roode was in attendance and was ringside.
The pop he got, man.
Do you know what? I missed this.
It's just as you just left. It was like 10 minutes after you left.
Yeah, and
insane.
Bobby Roode.
I marked out, man.
Seriously,
I jumped out and went crazy.
And did he crack a smile? Did he wave?
He stood up, looked like a badass.
Yeah.
He looked like a legitimate badass.
Yeah.
He looked like, and the people around him were trying his name, and there was a couple of people who didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
That was next to him, and they were looking at him like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
You know. And I'm so happy that Rude, and I love the way that was a secret. Well, if people did know, they probably knew on the same day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it wasn't a leaked information that Rude is going to be here at NXT or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was well done, great surprise. I jumped out of my seat.
At this moment, though, it's like what I'm really finding out about WrestleMania weekend is anything goes, and literally every wrestler is in town at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, so you never know. And the thing is, in terms of like TNA, I don't know what's going on with their contract situation and if everybody's just allowed to do whatever they want. But it just feels like people are just turning up and saying, "Yeah, I'm a free agent now." What are you saying?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
TNA, they can't provide for these wrestlers anymore, man.
Yeah.
These wrestlers want more, and let's be real now. Hunter and Regal, they've done a great job with NXT.
Yeah.
And if I was an independent wrestler busting my ass for years, that's the place I would want to be right now. Let's be real, man. It's just amazing.
What do you see as the future for Bobby Roode, man?
Oh, Roode, listen, they can't.
So NXT's definitely happening.
No, he's in NXT.
Okay.
No, but there's no way they won't give him that title. There's no way that he won't be the next one that defeats Balor. I have every faith that he's going to be the guy that beats Balor for that title.
Yeah.
And he will be the champion in NXT, and then he will go on to do great things.
Wow.
Roode is a sound wrestler.
He's a really good wrestler.
And there's no way Triple H will look at him. Because I've always compared Roode to Triple H.
Really?
I've always... When Roode was doing his thing in TNA years ago, I always said he's like a young Triple H. He's like a Triple H.
But is he like a young Triple H? Because how old is Roode?
Well, yeah, he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
But Triple H is... What? Triple H is in late 40s?
Sometimes I kind of...
No, but when I said that, that's when Roode was younger.
Yeah. And I worry that because although I'm a fan of a lot of the guys that are getting snapped up, when we see AJ Styles get signed and Austin Aries and Bobby Roode and Samoa Joe, like, is this gonna kind of slow down the progress of some of the newer younger guys?
Good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are they looking at like, well, these guys have already had an opportunity? Do you know what I mean?
I hear you. I mean, but I don't really feel that these top names that's in NXT will have a long run at NXT.
Okay.
So I can see Joe going to the main roster this year.
Yeah.
I can see
Bobby Roode.
Roode maybe at the end of the year,
Yeah.
going to the main roster. Shinsuke probably going in, and maybe Shinsuke will main event. Not main event, sorry, but will debut at WrestleMania next year. Maybe Shinsuke
Roode,
AJ.
maybe,
Shinsuke AJ next year. WrestleMania
That'd be sick.
33.
That'd be sick.
Oh my God.
That'd be sick. All right, let's keep it moving. So again, Skillet just said it. Match of the night, and even though we're only in April, probably a contender for match of the year.
Absolutely.
Shinsuke
Nakamura.
There you go, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Going into this, I wasn't sure what to expect. This is probably my first time of ever watching an entire Shinsuke match. I saw clips. I've seen clips online. Okay. I've never seen an entire match. Wow is what I can say.
It's incredible.
What was your analysis of the
whole match, the pace, the chemistry, the maneuvers, the in-ring work, the storytelling. That match was brilliant. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. The best match I've ever seen live.
Really?
The best match I've ever seen live.
Wow, he said the best match he's ever seen live,
Mate,
any highlights? What was your favourite part of the match?
Mate, my favourite part was when Shinsuke was dominating Zayn in the corner, and I believe he went for like a back suplex. He got him with a back suplex, and then he was going to size him up for the running kick.
Yeah.
Zayn reverses that and does that 12 suplex type of bomb, like power bomb, 12 power bomb. Mate, that I erupted when I saw that, man.
Crazy. Yeah. And Skill was slapping the rail in front of him. I saw that.
Man, the strong style was really full effect that game, that match. They both were giving it to each other pretty hard.
I feel like that strong style really blurs the lines of reality.
Absolutely, but that's what it should be.
It really should be that way. Yeah. And he does it really well because you kind of feel like, right, has this guy snapped? Yeah. And actually, is he having a Brock Lesnar? You know what I mean? Yeah. So can I just be honest? We've got a TV on in the room right now, and Norwich and Newcastle are having the match of their lives.
Crazy game. Benitez is fuming.
You guys will probably know the outcome of this match by the time this podcast comes out. Yeah. But they are having the match of their lives right now. It's 3-2, and how many minutes left?
Oh, it's done. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go. Unless Newcastle puts some crazy
victory. That's insane. Sorry, what was I saying?
It looked like you could blur the lines between...
you can definitely blur the lines between like reality and the performance, because the strong style looks so strong in terms of just dead kicks to a man's head. Do you know what I'm saying? And stamping on a man's head. It looks real. It looks really real. And it was almost like, what's going on here? Is he like, has he lost it a little bit?
You know, back in 2005 or 2006, I can't remember now, Lesnar and Shinsuke had a classic match in New Japan for the IWGP title. And they were really going in. So, Lesnar, Shinsuke might happen in the WWE ring, and because they both are very strong style. You know, Lesnar did that with Reigns last year at WrestleMania. Yeah. That had to be strong style because that was the only way for that match to be a great match.
Unbelievable as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was one of the greatest matches I've seen in WrestleMania. So, I'm loving it, and I just love the fact that they said to Shinsuke, just be yourself, and I love the fact that Shinsuke could keep his name. They didn't change his name. Yeah. He's the same character that he is. Yeah. It's just great.
It was even interesting to see Sammy kind of had to adapt and give the strong style back.
And I love that.
Do you know what I mean? And that's when I was like, okay, wow, this is cool. This is really cool.
Yeah, man.
And because, like I said, with Lesnar as well, sometimes I always have this. Like, I sometimes feel that Lesnar is going to have a UFC flashback in the ring
and go mad
and choke someone out. And even like when he first, I always talk about when he first came back and it was him versus Cena, and I think it was the second week.
I remember Cena got busted open.
Yes, because Lesnar was
giving him
ground and pounding him. Literally, he was giving him real UFC moves. Do you know what I mean? So I wasn't sure if that was happening last night, but it helped tell the story beautifully. My favorite moment was when they were just giving each other the forearms. Like, oh my gosh. And it was like they was just leaving it all out for everybody. They was like, look, we're just going to give you everything. They were knackered and just forearming each other like for life.
How over was Nakamura with that crowd?
Super over.
The crowd.
Both of them were super over.
They went nuts.
It was crazy. It was insane. And you know what's funny? We spoke to William Regal. You're going to hear that interview in a minute. And he was like, you won't believe the reception that Nakamura's going to get. He goes, some people are going to be like passing out. Like, he's like a superstar. Yeah. And I didn't believe him until I saw that yesterday.
And
you know what I mean?
That boy just oozes charisma.
He
just walk in and he does all these weird little...
You don't know what it is. It's almost like he's hypnotizing the crowd or something, like doing some kind of weird thing.
Amazing, man.
Very, very good. Great match, man. I'm using hats off to both of them. Again, Nakamura picked up the victory. I wasn't sure that should have been the way for it to go, with Sami Zayn's match going into...
I think that was a brilliant way to go.
To Mania, I feel like Sami Zayn having a loss into Mania takes away his momentum in the ladder match. Skillet disagrees with me. What do you mean? What do you think?
Yeah, you have to go out. When you go out, you have to lose.
Was there a different way for it to end?
No, it was perfect. The match was perfect. Brilliant. It was booked to a T. It was great. Two competitors battling. Sami Zayn getting the worst of it. Okay, cool. Now you're going to go on to Mania and you're going to go on to bigger things.
Would you have been upset with maybe a disqualification?
I would be fuming. I would have been fuming if Nakamura didn't win that match, or if there was if Nakamura didn't win the match clean. I would have been fuming.
Really?
Yes. Nakamura is a G, and he needs to be billed as a serious G. He needs to be billed like a Lesnar, a one-off attraction, something that's special. He's special.
I totally agree with you, but again, I just feel like they've stunted Sammy's
not at all.
Sammy's run a little bit. I feel like they have a little bit. 2 days before Mania, you're in this IC belt challenge, and
what if he wins it?
Then it's a bit weird because it's like, well, you've just won it, but you just lost 2 days ago.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Which kind of in a weird way makes Nakamura a number one contender. Do you know what I mean? I just think I don't know. I don't feel like Sami Zayn I think he got the short straw for that one. Okay. I don't know. I would have liked to. I don't know. I wouldn't have liked, because I genuinely sat there thinking, well, Sami has to win. He's got a match at Mania on Sunday, and he didn't win. And I was like, okay, well, what does that mean?
Fair enough.
But again, another thing is it's two different shows as well. Absolutely. So there you go. I don't know. Let us know what you guys will for at KickoutPodcast for all of your opinions. Tweet us or leave a message on SoundCloud. As we move on to the next match, amazing women's title match. Fantastic. Bayley versus Asuka. As you just heard from Bayley earlier, she sounded
a bit nervous, and she had every right to be.
What do you think of this match?
It was a great match. It was a very good deal between two great competitors. Asuka was badass. Bayley was great, and I loved the finish. And it was just a great match.
What if Nakamura and Zayn had the same finish? Would you have been angry with that? So if you don't know, sorry, basically, Bailey passed out.
Yeah.
What was the hold that? That.
It was like a chicken. It was like a chicken wing.
Yeah.
Like a crossface chicken wing.
And Bailey passed out. She didn't.
That was a good finish. I mean, I don't think that should have been the finish for the Nakamura match at all.
Why? I think that would have made more sense going for Zayn. That you would have lost less, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Because technically, Bailey didn't actually lose. She passed out.
Okay.
And when you pass out, when you don't quit, you kind of win.
Okay.
Do you agree with me?
I hear what you're saying.
That you don't keep the belt, but you didn't lose because you didn't quit.
But I don't feel Zayn losing 1, 2, 3 in the ring stunts him in any way, man.
Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Let's leave that.
But yeah, great match between, and I'm glad Asuka won. She had to win because she's been undefeated so far in NXT. Badass is rolling through the whole Divas division, and that's how it should be. She's the most legitimate wrestler everyone in there. And if you want to make it more of a realistic sport, let's be real. Who can beat Asuka right now in that women's division?
Hold on. Who did Bailey fight at NXT London?
Nia.
That was it.
And she choked.
I was trying to remember it.
She choked out Nia Jax.
She did. What's going on with Nia Jax at the moment?
She's not like most girls. You know what might happen?
What?
You know that whole Eva Marie coming out on Monday Night Raw last week? That might be a little ruse. And Bailey might debut on WrestleMania. And she might take Eva Marie's place. Maybe Eva Marie will get a spot when she's in the ring with everybody, and in the whole of the Divas division, everybody, included the bad guys and the good guys, beat up Eva Marie.
What's wrong?
Throw her over the top rope, and then all you hear is dun 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 dun.
That would be sick. That'd be sick. Do you think that could happen?
Oh, ready to roll. And then Bailey comes down.
That's Skillet's projection. I think that makes sense. Bailey instead of Eva Marie.
I think they did that Eva Marie thing just to make us feel okay, and just not see it coming. But I see through it. WWE, long-time fan for a long time. But I could be wrong. Eva Marie might still get the spot. But
then it's not Team Total Diva then, because she's not in Total Diva.
No, but... yeah, okay, good point. That's a good point. Yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out. So yeah, I thought the match was awesome. I haven't really got anything to say. I think Oscar's is like
she's a G.
She's a beast, man.
She is.
She's the kind of girl you want to go out with on a Saturday night.
And she's quite good looking, man.
Yeah, and you walk through the hood and you just feel safe.
Yeah, because she'll take care of you.
She'll take care of you, fam.
2016, fellas, don't be afraid of your girlfriend taking care of you now. It's 016, man. No, listen. We're all equal.
Yeah.
Like if a woman takes care of you, it's fine.
It's not a thing, man.
Let's not do the sexist thing where the man has to provide. No.
It was awesome, man.
Protect.
It was a really great match. And
they need to book. Don't you think they need to book a woman on the level? No disrespect to Bailey. Bailey is a great wrestler, and I feel she has the right to give Asuka a run for her money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now you can see Bailey's weighing towards more WWE now,
right.
And Asuka's going to hold on to that title for a little while.
Right.
They need to find a diva that's like Asuka,
like a fighting machine.
Yeah, man. Asuka and Ronda Rousey.
So what is? Yeah. No, you're right.
You know
someone like that. You're right. I mean, yeah, because although Bailey's an amazing wrestler, you don't look at her and think, oh, she's a fighter. You think she's a great wrestler.
Absolutely.
You don't think she's like.
Yeah,
like Asuka looks like you can put her in a boxing ring, you can put her in a UFC cage, you can put her in a dojo. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Bailey's more of a four, you know what I mean, four corners kind of person. Do you know what I mean? I totally get what you're saying. So maybe that is Ronda Rousey.
Well, we'll see. Ronda Rousey, we'll see. All right, and then main event?
Let's talk about the main
event.
I'm going to need you to talk about this because I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I had to leave.
Sure.
Jet lag was killing me, so I just went back to the hotel and I watched it.
Ace tapped out before the main event.
I tapped out, man. I tapped out.
And what a main event. We had Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor Part 2 for the NXT World Heavyweight title. And it was a great rematch. It was a very good rematch. A different rematch from the original match. It was more of a fighting. It was more of a brawl. It was, Joe comes out looking like a badass beast that he is. Finn Balor with his amazing entrance with the chainsaw. He was swinging a chainsaw. His charisma levels with the possession of the title when he goes onto the ring, just to a next level. And, I think I will say this now. Finn Balor has the best entrance in the WWE.
No.
He has.
No.
Who's got better entrance in Finn Balor in WWE right now?
Kaz in India.
No. Balor, when he does all that,
do you know what?
Balor does that opera.
I don't like it.
Demon.
It's over the top. It's over the top.
I love it. I love it, Ace. I love it. The theme The theme gets me all the time.
I think it's way over the top.
All right. So anyway,
That's just me.
ding dong, the bell rings. Ding dong, ding ding, ding ding. The bell rings.
Yeah.
Joe goes straight for Balor. Balor ducks, and then they're fighting with each other. And then Joe goes for a knee to knee Balor in the midsection. But as he does that, him and Balor both collide heads, and that's how Joe got busted open up.
And which kind of helped the story, that's right.
Very much so helped the story. It took the whole match to another level where the referee had to try and stop the match with the blood, and Joe was dominating Balor, and every time Joe tried to dominate Balor, he had to get stopped to be seen to treat the blood. So that's why Balor was able to come back into the match, and it was a great duel, and great one-on-one fight. It was a fight. And, it was a fight, and Balor retained, which I was a little bit disappointed with, because I really wanted Joe to win the title, being a long Samoa Joe fan for ages, and I already thought Balor's going to go to the maybe debut on Raw, which still could happen. They're probably just not trying to make it predictable, so which is good. If they still make Balor debut on Raw without making it predictable, hats off WWE. Great way to finish a great event. 10 out of 10. NXT Dallas.
Do you like the ending?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about the ending. It was a good match though, because I watched it back. I was watching it from the hotel room. It looked very, very, very good. So there you go. That was NXT Takeover in Dallas. We were very, very, very impressed by that. Great show, great atmosphere. Again, the fans again, man, from all over the globe. It was more. I would definitely say UK was in the house representing. We were probably about 70% of the arena.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the UK people.
UK, we represented last night, 100%. If you don't believe us, go back online and check that out. Go watch it on the WWE Network. You'll just hear nothing but UK accents in all of the chants. It was awesome, absolutely awesome. But again, we got some more interviews that we did down at the KB Bay. K? Sorry, start again. We have some more interviews we did at the K. What's her name again?
I can't remember now.
Bailey.
Bradley
Hutchison. K. Bradley Hutchison. Alright, so again, we got some more interviews we did down at the K. Bradley C. Hutchison Convention Center on Friday morning.
Yes.
That was yesterday morning.
We
have... But again, we got some more interviews that we did yesterday morning. We sat down with the advocate for the beast. My name is Paul Heyman, the advocate for Brock Lesnar, and we found out exactly what Brock Lesnar was doing pre his fight with Dean Ambrose this coming Sunday at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. This is a very interesting interview.
Very much so.
Check this out.
Enjoy.
The Kickout.
WrestleMania weekend, we are down here at Dallas, and we are super excited to be sitting in front of the advocate for the beast. Paul Heyman, how you doing, sir?
How are you, sir?
I'm excellent. I'm great.
That was your first question.
That was my first question.
Yes, sir.
Is that all right?
That's 2.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir. That's 2 down. Next.
See, you throw me off. Don't do that. Sir, how you're good, though.
That's a third question.
That's a third question.
Answer number 3. Out of your allocated time and out of your allocated number of questions, yes, I am good.
How is Brock this morning, actually? As he's getting ready for the big fight this Sunday night?
Brock Lesnar is fantastic today. Thank you very much for asking, sir. Brock Lesnar woke up this morning at 4:45 and went to work on his farm up in Canada, which is what he does on a daily basis. I believe he's going hunting today, later in the morning, with his bare hands, to bring food home to his family for dinner. And then at some point tomorrow, we will charter a private plane to pick Brock Lesnar up and transport him to Dallas, Texas, in preparation for the beating Brock Lesnar will lay down upon Dean Ambrose in the no-holds-barred street fight this Sunday at WrestleMania.
In your opinion, quick, light work for Brock Lesnar, or is this going to be a long, drawn-out beating?
Well, I don't know whose opinion I could give besides my own. And I think the match will be dictated by how hungry Brock Lesnar is by match time. If Brock Lesnar is very, very hungry and wants to eat dinner, he will make short work of Dean Ambrose. And if Brock Lesnar is in the mood to torture Dean Ambrose for a little while before we go out to dinner, then it's going to be a long, bad night for Dean Ambrose.
Of all the wrestlers that you've had in your life, you've managed and taken care of in your career, do you feel Brock Lesnar is the most dominant force that you've ever done?
Brock Lesnar is not just a once-in-a-lifetime or a once-in-history. Brock Lesnar is a once-ever athlete. He's the only being to ever hold the NCAA Division I Heavyweight Championship, the UFC Heavyweight Championship, and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This is a beast, a 6'3", 295-pound athlete that can run the 100-yard dash and the quarter mile in Olympic qualifying time. So there is no one the likes of Brock Lesnar. Just in asking me this question, I think it should be, besides Brock Lesnar, could we evaluate the other people for whom you've advocated? Because Brock Lesnar is on a platform of his own, standing there solo.
As a wrestling fan as well, you are a wrestling fan, obviously. When Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker and broke the streak, although you were the advocate for Brock Lesnar, were you a little bit heartbroken to see the streak end?
No.
At all? There was no part of you that was like, wow, this is a shame.
May I ask you a question, sir? When you ask me a direct question, and it's a yes or no question, and I give you a yes or no answer, in this case the answer is no, why do you ask me the same question, although under a different premise? So this is the equivalent of saying, hey, how are you today? Good. Really? Yes. Are you sure? Uh-huh. Seriously? Yeah. So you're okay? Yes. Good? Uh-huh. Wow. Really? Yes. You asked me a question, I gave you an answer, and now you want me to clarify that that's the answer that I mean, because I didn't have to embellish on the answer, and obviously maybe I didn't give you an answer that you thought was going to come out of my mouth. What am I supposed to do? Boo-hoo-hoo. The Undertaker is no longer undefeated at WrestleMania. What? Why? You know, sir, the premise of your question is that I'm the heartless one. I'm the one in this conversation that lacks compassion. And your shock over my lack of compassion for The Undertaker was shining through with the fact that you followed up your interrogatory with a really, are you sure? I can't believe that you said that. But let me ask you a question, sir, about your lack of compassion. How do you feel about the 21 other victims in that streak? Don't you feel for the men that went up against The Undertaker and didn't conquer the streak? Don't you feel for the 21 a lot of people had to get hurt. A lot of people got beat up. A lot of people lost at WrestleMania for that number to become 21. Where's your compassion for those 21 in the 21 and 1? And why must you pick on me, the one behind the 1 and 21 and 1? We have the smaller number, but the smaller number is greater than the bigger number because it's the bigger victory.
Absolutely.
But here you are with a lack of any feeling, any emotion, any compassion, any sympathy, any empathy for the 21 that compensated, that composed the 21 and 21 and 1, and yet you want to burn my ass over the fact that my guy is the one. It's hysterical to me. This entire premise that I'm the one that lacks compassion when you're the one sitting there, a heartless son of a bitch, about the 21 that lost.
Last question.
Do you go to church and beg forgiveness for this? I mean, you seriously, when you, on the day that you arrive at the pearly gates, will you not sit there and say, I have lacked compassion for those who were victimized, and then I went to the one guy that victimized the victimizer, and I tried to bust his ass on it.
Last question. Who else are you a favorite of? Anyone else besides from Brock Lesnar that you? I think you've broken Ace.
Are there any more Paul Heyman guys on the come up?
Yes, that's right. Any Paul Heyman guys on the come up? Is there anyone that you could give us a mention? Who?
Yes.
Okay.
My last question was, would you sign me? I want to be a Paul Heyman guy, but
I'll sign you against Brock Lesnar and step in the ring with him.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Heyman. It's a real pleasure, brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Kickout.
Yeah, so Paul Heyman just kind of tore me a new arsehole there.
Yeah. Well, both of us really. More you.
Yeah.
More you.
Yeah, it was interesting.
He kind of made me realize I should have asked a better question.
Do you believe him though? I feel like as a fan.
No, he was just healing us. He was on character.
He was 100% on. Like as a fan,
everybody in that whole convention said that.
As a fan, you have to, especially him as well, because I know he's a wrestling guy. He has to feel a little bit bad about the Undertaker streak. A little bit. No? You don't actually.
I don't at all.
You don't. No. I do. I feel like
Undertaker's had a great career.
Yeah.
And it's time for someone else to have a great career of his great career. And you know who that was? The advocate for the beast, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
No. It wasn't the time. It wasn't time.
Yeah.
It wasn't time. Anyway, there you go. We also had an opportunity to catch up with the New Day. I gotta be honest, this interview was very wild and crazy, and at one point they pulled one of the mics out, so it sounds a little bit nuts. But hey, it was interesting. This is what happened when we caught up. You probably won't even hear us on this stuff.
No,
on the stage.
It's all New Day, really.
This is all New Day. This is us catching up with the New Day. Actually, do you know what? Before we get into that, let's go back. Sorry, this is a messy podcast today. Let's just say, what your predictions for Lesnar, Ambrose, Sunday night.
Lesnar wins, but shakes the hands of Ambrose to solidify him as this new future star.
And that's it. We're going to see blood, guts, gore.
The Wyatts might get involved somewhere.
Really?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. I can't call this
inspired by a prediction my good friend Neil Llewellyn, who was on the show last week, who made. So he's kind of maybe convinced that might happen, that the Wyatts might get involved. But I do believe Lesnar wins and shakes Ambrose's hand. It'll be like an Austin Bret Hart moment.
I genuinely can't call it on this match, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Should we do New Day first, or do you want to do some Regal first?
Let's do Regal first.
Okay, yeah, so we sat down with the legend, man. You know what I mean? We're from the UK. He's from the UK. He recognised real recognized real.
Absolutely.
And we sat down with the legend that was William Regal. This is what went down. Check this out. It is your boy Ace right here at Fan Access WrestleMania weekend, and I am sitting in front of an absolute legend, William Regal. How you doing, sir?
So somebody else has come on. What's going on? I'm on Radio 1. I can't believe it.
Yes, you are.
Well, I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, man, and I'm very excited to be here at WrestleMania. How many Manias have you done now? How many Manias have you been a part of?
The first one was 17, so...
Was that against Chris Jericho?
That was against Chris Jericho. That was
2001.
Yeah, so a few.
How's it changed over the years? Has it changed at all to you, or do you kind of feel the same energy as it did back then?
It just gets better all the time, right? Every year I get to enjoy it more,
right?
And especially the last few years, because I'm not like a part of it, and I'm a part of NXT so much, but I can actually sit and watch the shows without having to worry about anything else, and I can just be a fan.
Yes.
And that's a magic thing for me, right? Because really, after tomorrow night, after Saturday, NXT's all this stuff's through, and I can actually, the last couple of years, just to be able to sit there and go, unbelievable, this is, just fantastic. Because when you're in it, it's your head's wrecked, right? Trying to get through it, just to get through it and try and do what you've got to do. and you're all eating up with everything. I just get to watch it, and that's the best bit of it all.
Speaking of NXT, today's the big show, Dallas.
Yes.
It's become hot. I mean, I don't think you had a takeover this time last year.
Yes, we did.
In around WrestleMania?
Yes.
Okay, you did.
That was the first one that sort of took off. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. How are you feeling about today? It's going to be a big one today. So.
Ask me tomorrow. Yeah. No, really. I mean, on paper it looks to just be a phenomenal card.
Yes.
And we've got a good idea. It's going to be phenomenal, right?
Is there any certain match you're looking forward to mostly?
All of them, and I mean all of them.
Yeah.
Everybody on that card, and there's obviously the unknown to a lot of the audience is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Absolutely, he's phenomenal.
Oh,
yeah.
So I've been trying to imagine what kind of reception he's going to get when he walks out, and I think it's going to.
I think it surprised a lot of people, to be honest.
I think it's going to be something that is going to change everybody's view. I don't know why I'm thinking that. It's going to change people's views on how people can be received.
Yes.
I don't know why. I think he's going to have that kind of that Beatle thing that people are going to be on the verge of fainting and stuff. Because if you talk to some of the fans, they're like giddy, can't even get it out. I'm hoping to see that. I'm hoping to see at least 10 people faint tonight. Then I'll be happy.
Yeah, go on. You want to ask?
How much advice do some of the younger stars ask? Are they receptive to advice from veterans like yourself?
I'll offer anybody who I think wants to help, and because that's the only reason I'm sat here and you're talking to me. I was lucky to be born at the right time, when there was the best of the best in British wrestlers still around, and I got to be a part of that. And so I had a lot of incredibly good people take me under the wing and sort of teach me a lot of stuff. I'm happy to give anybody advice, but I don't force it on them. And you don't find anybody that works here now that doesn't want to do this. A few years ago, there was a lot of people in wrestling who it's just better than having a job. And you had a lot of that generic kind of wrestlers. You don't see them people anymore. You just don't see them, right? Even the athlete, people have a misconception about what we do at NXT. And some people are there that they're already wrestlers, and then there's the athletes. Well, you want athletes because there's not that many people want to be wrestlers. There's a lot of countries that we go to that there's no wrestling there. So you find the best of the best athletes because they've got great work ethic and they usually look great. But they also, they've got like they've got to have great personalities and charisma. They can have 10 gold medals around their neck. If they've not got the charisma, we don't want them. We just don't need them.
Yeah.
But also, they're the ones, if they've got all that going for them, the ones who fall in love with this real quick. And if they fall in love with this real quick, you don't have to ask them to ask questions because they want to know, right? Yeah. And that's what we've bred here. That's the change in everything in the last 4 years or 5 years. We've been sort of, since Triple H took over talent development, everybody wants to be here, else we don't want you. And so you don't have to go to them and say, do you want advice? They're coming to you, what can we do? Can we do this? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Of course I can help you. What do you want?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And are you a big part of like storylines with NXT and in terms of booking and in terms of characters development?
Really.
So,
I'm not part of the booking.
Not part of the booking,
I sit in on it and I listen to it, but I don't. I might throw an idea about it, but it's not really my thing.
Okay.
I'm a performer, or I can tell people how to perform, but creating to come up with a show. But yeah, I mean, in a big way, basically everything you can do in NXT, I have a little bit of a part of it.
Brilliant.
Are we going to see some more UK talent come over to NXT and even the WWE main roster? I think, Wade's on his way out, and Neville just recently got injured. I'd love to have seen another UK guy in the main roster for the actual show. Do you think that we're going to get some new names soon?
We've got some, there's a big thing now. It doesn't matter how good you think you are, or people tell you how good you are. When you come here, you've got to re-figure out how to do this, because it's not just a small audience you're working to. You've got to figure out how everything works and how to do TV. But also we've got, there's a football player, Hugo Knox, Stuart Tomlinson. He's the first professional football player that's ever been in this, right? And he's excellent. But as we say, you see how the audience, if you watch this now, our audience don't just accept you because you look great and you can do a few.
Yeah.
They want more than they've ever wanted, right? Yeah. And so if we throw him out there too early, he's going to get eaten alive. And it doesn't matter how good he is, that he's just got to find. And that's that thing that Triple H has over everybody. He knows when it's the right time to put somebody out there. Or sometimes it's just, let's put him out there because there's never going to be a right time and they'll either sink or swim. We don't want him to sink, right? Because imagine that, the press that you can get off the first professional, it's a national sport in the rest of the world except for here. So he's got an in to everywhere that we could possibly ever want to go. You've got to, so, excuse me, he's finding the right time to put him out there because he's got everything you could want. He can talk up a storm, he looks incredible. He's a fantastic athlete. He's a big, handsome fella. You know, it's a shame he's from like Cheshire, but he's got one of them strange accents. But like, you know what I mean. Like he's people are going to go mental for him. But he's got to be. If his skill level isn't what we think, or he doesn't quite hit the right time, it could be the wrong thing. So there's a few other English fellas we've got and ladies and stuff. And there's a lot there. You haven't seen them yet, and that's another thing. We can't debut everybody all at once.
That's right.
So you know, you get a few injuries. You know, different things happen. Yeah, but we can't just rush them on there now because they might get slaughtered.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Regal. One last thing.
We
did a quick top 10 British wrestlers list, and you ranked really high. Do you have a favourite British wrestler yourself?
There's two. A guy called Pete Roberts.
Okay.
And the two people are my idols, wrestling idols, and a guy called Cyanide Sid Cooper.
Wow. I don't really know much of his work, but I've heard of
Cyanide Sid was the best comedic villain I ever saw. A fantastic wrestler, tough as nails, cauliflower ears, broken nose. He would, as a kid, I used to watch him. He would have me screaming at him 1 minute and then laughing the next by falling on his backside. But then he would beat up the guy he was on with and look at somebody in the third row and this is your fault for laughing at me. Honestly, and the emotion that he could drag out of people fascinated me. And most of my act when I came to America was a lot of what he does. Oh, I was just talking about you. I was talking about you over there a minute. How the devil are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Okay.
So it was.
Follow William Regal. You're going to be sorely disappointed.
It was just fascination, and so Cyanide and Pete Roberts was like the technical heavyweight genius of everybody I knew in wrestling wanted to be him or be as good as him.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Regal. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very excited for that.
The Kickout.
There you go, your boys Ace and Skillet chatting to William Regal, legend. We put him on our list of the top 10 UK wrestlers of all time, and he was letting us know some of his favourite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, he mentioned some really names from back in his day, you know what I mean? Like some people that he grew up or worked with or whatever.
Like Cyanide Sid.
Yeah.
Them names there.
Classics, but I don't really know much about them.
Yeah. Do your Googles on that
Do
one.
your Googles.
do your Googles. And let's get into it now, man. Again, we didn't sit down, we were standing up with the New Day. They took the mics and it went absolutely insane. I gotta say, it was like, we did our interview just before, just after James D'Lo from the Gorilla Position podcast, and there was a moment, I don't know if this is ever going to make it onto TV or any time it's on TV screen, where James D'Lo was kind of doing the hip movement with the New Day, and they ended up on the floor, and then James ended up on top of Kofi. Yeah. It was weird, and
Kofi was like, just let it go. Embrace it.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
It was so funny.
It was very strange. But yeah, this is us with the New Day. Check this out.
The Kickout.
Strong. Jaw. Alright, WrestleMania weekend. It's your boy your boy Ace right here. We're in Dallas right now. And
don't waste my time.
You like chicken for that? Yeah, that's big. You like that?
I love that song.
Oh, wicked.
I don't know where it's my time. Nah.
Captain Conan.
Yeah, we love that. We love that. We love that.
That's right.
We know about Captain Conan.
That's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
We are always in the know. We are always in the know.
100%.
We are world traveled. We are the New Day.
That's us.
WWE World Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
Here with BBC.
Yes. How excited are you guys about this Sunday night? On a scale of 1 to... Oh, wow. Big E looks serious.
The only number I'm ever concerned with is 5. 5. That's kind of obscure for some of you who haven't watched Raw. There's this thing I used to do on NXT, 5 count, whatnot. It's only funny to us because I do this all the time. Anytime
every day,
someone says the number
times.
5, I go into a spiel.
It's a very long explanation for a very short
Right.
insight. No one can understand.
And nobody
Okay.
gets
No
it
one
except
cares.
for us.
So we'll say we're very excited.
Just very excited.
we're
Just very excited.
excited.
I know you guys aren't giving away any tiny little thing, but I was hoping, like,
Not a crumb.
being a brother, I might get a little bit.
Wait, hold on.
You try to cause racial strife. Come on now.
In a time
like we got love for your brother, but don't do that.
Come on,
We
man.
want everyone to be treated equal.
I know.
And you want us to slide?
You messing up.
It's 2016.
I was hoping I'd get a little something.
So we got something.
I'll be honest, I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm super looking forward to your entrance.
As you should.
What do you mean you don't know what?
Is there something
You should be looking forward to our entrance every time we come out, as you should be.
power positivity?
POP, hold it down.
It's very different this WrestleMania for you guys than it was last year, if I'm totally honest.
Every WrestleMania is different.
Yeah, it's different.
Oh, what you trying to say?
I'm trying to say, I mean,
Because you were out there in the crowd chanting obscenities at us.
I 100% wasn't.
When the only thing that we were trying to do was motivate people, put smile on faces, and tell you to be better. You were out there saying some obscene things. That's
No, not at all. I was with the power of positivity.
Right.
And now you're out there with your Booty-O's shirt, with your box of Booty-O's cereal. You got your New Day socks on, and you done come around because the power of positivity has infected your very soul. Is that what you're trying to say?
I've been with you from the beginning, I promise you.
Oh, so you say there are a lot of people who now are jumping on the bandwagon talking about they were always with us. You weren't, you liars. You weren't. We see you. We hear you. We read your tweets. We see them.
The biggest thing is, you're lucky that this New Day train is so strong and it's going so hard. Because the bandwagon is getting so heavy. Because they weren't with us before. Right. Now they've been jumping on. Stowaways. We find them in the eyes. Up in the baggage. And we know where you are. We know who you are. You don't have that OG New Day shirt, do you? Where is it?
Wait, I'm wearing a OG
WrestleMania shirt. You know what?
It's okay.
That's okay. New Day show would have been better. New Day show would have been better.
Can we get a prediction for your match at Mania?
Oh, no, you know what?
No.
Prediction.
Who?
Pain.
Oh, that's Rocky. Y'all know about Rocky. Y'all
Rocky didn't make its way over there.
Yeah. That's America.
I've been asked to wrap up. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you guys. Nelson.
Bunton. Wow.
Some EastEnders? No?
Thank you, New Day. Thank you
so much, man.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Much appreciated.
See the match. Can't wait to see the match.
Good to see you, man.
Toph.
The Kickout.
There you go. That was the new Big up to Captain Conan, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I thought that was amazing.
That was wicked, isn't it?
They were happy, and they were actually genuinely enjoyed the song.
Yeah.
It wasn't just saying it to be like, oh, you guys from the UK, we know this song. Like some people do.
Yeah.
You could tell they actually like the song.
Yeah,
so big up to
100%.
Captain Conan, man,
Captain
who actually sold out.
Brixton
Academy, man.
Yeah, man. They let them.
Tell them don't waste my time.
Do not waste any form of time
No, they deserve it,
whatsoever.
man. They're great rappers.
Please do not. So there you go. That was all the interviews that we did during the day yesterday. And again, we went to a nice little dinner at a Texan barbecue
Steakhouse.
steakhouse scenario. We ate quail and venison and things of that nature.
And we chopped it up with the cheap heat.
I gotta say, man, Skillet got wasted, man.
I got drunk.
He was doing some whiskey tasting.
Yeah, and I got it got really bad.
Yeah, so that was fun. Sasha Banks was down there. Dolph Ziggler,
Kalisto. Sin Cara looked at us all the time.
Brie Bella.
Sorry, Sin Cara.
Yeah.
Sin Cara kept looking over to me and Ace, were like, photo, no?
Nah, we didn't.
And we didn't really respond.
Brie Bella was down there, and Eva Marie was down there as well. Right?
And I spoke to Becky Lynch.
You did.
She was like, and I shook her, and I gave Brie Bella a spud. and said, mad love.
Mad love. So there you go. That was everything that we've done thus far, and it's been an amazing trip. But we're going to give you all of our WrestleMania post-analysis on Wednesday, I think, because Tuesday we fly back and we're going to be tired, so we're not going to release it.
It's going to happen Wednesday.
It's going to happen Wednesday, so it's going to happen Wednesday.
Just be patient. We're humans.
We are humans. But big up to everybody who's been listening. Enjoy WrestleMania, man.
Yep.
Sunday night, I believe it kicks off at 12 a.m. in the UK. On the WWE network, and it looks like it's going to be like 5 hours.
I think so, bro.
It's like 11 matches.
It's going to be crazy
in total.
Bro, I cannot wait.
It's going to be absolutely crazy. We'll be down there and we'll give you all of what we thought went down and how we enjoyed it and what went on from where we were seeing and all that good stuff. If you're in Dallas, big up to you, man. Tweet us, let us know. Let's link up. Let's have a drink or something, whatever. And big up to everybody that's been listening to the podcast, checking out the pictures online as well. Tweet us at KickoutPodcast. Subscribe, rate, and comment, and all that good stuff. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Hall of Fame tonight. Can't wait.
Greatest man that ever lived.
Thank you, guys.
All right, please.
Take care.